Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the playing of the national anthem by the Fort Zumwalt South High School Band under the direction of Mr. Paul Allemeyer. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Please remain standing and join in a moment of remembrance for America's fallen by placing your hand over your heart as a bell rings in their honor. On Memorial Day this Monday at 3 p.m., wherever you are, please pause to unite with fellow Americans, the national moment of remembrance established by the U.S. Congress. At this time, I'd also like to recognize a South High student who is not with us today. Miss Riley Muncie passed last year, and our hearts are with her family today. Please be seated. This morning, our graduates were escorted by Miss Emily Gailey, Senior Class President of the Class of 2026, and by Mr. Aryaman Mishra, Vice President of the National Honor Society for the Class of 2026. Senior choir members, will you please begin to make your way to the risers? As our choir makes its way, now is a good time to remind everyone that our two directors, Mr. Martin and Mrs. England, are truly a dynamic duo. Mrs. Megan England joined the South High Choir program in 2020 and is in her 9th year of teaching. A proud South High alum, Mr. Jason Martin is our choir director and secondary performing arts curriculum coordinator. He also serves as the executive director of the Choral Society of St. Charles County and the conductor of its community choir. The senior members of the South High School choirs today will be singing Landslide by Stevie Nicks and arranged by Ed Lejeski, followed by Our Alma Mater.
Rise above, can I
Thank you, Mr. Martin, Mrs. England, and the South High Concert Choir seniors. Members of the class of 2025, Dr. Myers, members of the Board of Education, faculty, families, and friends, welcome to the commencement exercises for the class of 2025 of Fort Zumwalt South High. I am South High Principal Kevin Grauer, and I'm honored to lead this commencement ceremony today. With us this morning are several distinguished guests. Joining me on stage is our District Superintendent, Dr. Paul Myers. Representing our Board of Education, Board President, Mrs. Erica Powers. Vice President, Mr. Gabriel Helms. Board Member, Mrs. Catherine Bird. Board Member, Mr. John Christopher. And Board Member, Mr. Mark Pratt. Additionally, please join me in recognizing other distinguished guests who are with us this afternoon. From the St. Peter's Alderman from the City of St. Peter's, Mr. Rocky Reitmeyer. From the Missouri House of Representatives, serving as the rep for District 107, Mr. Dave Hinman. And the Mayor of the City of O'Fallon, Mr. Bill Hennessy. Many of our teachers and staff are helping this afternoon with this ceremony, behind the scenes with caps and gowns and escorting each row of students. Our South High teachers are incredible. They are the cornerstone of our school. At this time, I'd ask all South High staff members to stand to be recognized. Thank you. Administrators at South High School and support staff members make much of this ceremony possible as well. Please join me in recognizing Activities Director, Mr. Ryan Rapp. Ninth grade Assistant Principal, Mrs. Stephanie Gollner. 10th grade Assistant Principal, Mr. Joe Searles. And the person who orchestrated all the details around today's ceremony, 11th grade Assistant Principal, Dr. Tisa Garbarini. And our 12th grade Assistant Principal, Dr. Angie Hahn. Moreover, the following ladies have worked diligently to finalize details behind today's ceremony. Our 11th grade Secretary, Mrs. Sarah LeBeau. Our 10th grade Secretary, Mrs. Sue Behrman. Our 9th grade Secretary, Mrs. Marnie Hager. And our building secretary, Miss Tiffany Sullivan. We also have with us this afternoon one individual who marks today as a milestone in his life, as he is retiring from South High School in the Fort Zumwalt School District. I think it's his birthday today, too. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Doug Steinmeier, wherever he is. The impact of Mr. Steinmeier will be felt by his former students and colleagues for years to come. We thank him wholeheartedly for his service for our kids. Now, let me brag on this class a little bit. Of all the graduates in this class, 76 of you scored a 24 or above in the ACT. 14 of you scored a 30 or better to qualify for Missouri's Bright Flight. The majority of you have finalized plans for college or post-secondary education, and 180 of you earned a grade point average of 3.0 or better. 72 of you garnered a cumulative GPA above a 4.0. You've had numerous outstanding performances in virtually every athletic and co-curricular activity, including numerous district championships and state playoff appearances. Girls golf, Final Four. Girls basketball, Final Four, and third place in state. State qualifiers in girls swimming, boys swimming, wrestling. We had a state runner-up on the girls team. State qualifiers in boys tennis, girls tennis, cross country, boys and girls, and top 4 finish in dance and cheer. We also had state and national finalists in DECA, FBLA, and robotics, as well as numerous choir, orchestra, and all-state band members. In fact, we had numerous band and marching band seniors earn exemplary ratings at MISHA. Moreover, all 4 choirs earned a top exemplary rating at the large group state contest, and we sent 19 students to solo and small ensemble state contests. Plus, we had 2 all-district orchestra members, and members of this class traveled to New York City recently and performed on stage at Carnegie Hall. During your 4 years on state-mandated end-of-course exams, your class helped solidify South High School's ranking as one of the highest-performing schools in St. Charles County, St. Louis metro area, and the state of Missouri, as well as being the only high school in the state of Missouri to earn the National Blue Ribbon School Award from the U.S. Department of Education. That's very good. Also, our girls soccer team plays in the district championship this Tuesday. Our boys volleyball team is also playing this Tuesday in the state Final Four at SEMO. And we have 2 athletes in track sectionals today as well. This afternoon, it's also my honor to recognize students wearing special medallions and collars. Graduates who have earned a membership in the National Honor Society are wearing the gold National Honor Society collar. National Honor Society members, would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Graduates with an overall GPA between 3.80 and 3.99 are considered cum laude scholars and are wearing bronze medallions. Cum laude scholars, would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. Graduates with an overall GPA between 4.0 and 4.19 are magna cum laude scholars and are wearing silver medallions today. Magna cum laude scholars, would you please stand to be recognized? Thank you. And the following 43 graduates have earned a GPA of 4.20 or higher and are designated as summa cum laude scholars. And they're wearing gold medallions. As I read these graduates' names, graduates, please stand and remain standing. And if you would, please hold applause until all names are announced so we can hear everyone's name. Nandini Yashoda Alluri. Mara Niam Anderson. Cale Martin Baker. Erlin Axel Cedeno. Ellie Marie Clark. Ethan Michael Crane. Riley Savannah Dale. Daniel Duyan Dang. Andrew Clark Faddick. Maddox Carl Ferris. Kellyanne Elizabeth Flaherty. Isaac Thomas Futrell. Presley Leanne Garrett. Dax Michael Gerard. Chase Landon Howell. Alexander Gia Bao Hewen. Connor Reed James. James Charles Kemner. Elisha Grace Kanakara. Aramal Kozakal. Richard Lee. Eric Allen Leisman. Molly Bridget Mannion. Elizabeth Grace Mateja. Haley Elizabeth Milan. Bethany Catherine Millis. Samuel Alex Morrison. Carter David Muehling. Eden Michael Niedergeses. Samuel Wade Nolte. Monica Aurelia Orff. Nora Dakota Paljaka Cargo. Kendra Marlene Sadler. Evelyn Louise Schaffner. Grace Evelyn Seeley. Canyon Lee Schertz. Emily Grace Snow. Jocelyn Judith Kelly Swan. Zoe Michael Tennill. Savani Vassaretti. Daniel Elijah Vincent. Talia Pfeffer Wright. And Lindsay Nicole Zeke. Please join me in congratulating these outstanding students. You may be seated. Now it's also my great honor to recognize members of this year's graduating class who will be joining and serving in the United States Armed Services. We appreciate you and want to recognize all of you. I ask that when your name is called, you stand and stay standing. In similar fashion, please hold your applause until all names are announced. Joining the National Guard, Ms. Kennedy Moeller. Joining the U.S. Marine Corps, Mr. Benjamin Flegging. Joining the Army National Guard, Miss Abigail Rush. Joining the U.S. Army, Miss Ayana Schafering. Joining the U.S. Marine Corps, Mr. Brendan Heinz-Peter. Joining the U.S. Army, Mr. Nolan Panagos. Joining the U.S. Marine Corps, Mr. Bradley Sai Pachatoon. Joining the U.S. Marines, Mr. Ben Wynn. Joining the U.S. Air Force ROTC, Mr. Jose Roberto Manzanares Elvir. And joining the U.S. Army ROTC, Mr. Alex Xavier Akins. Thanks to all of you for your future service. Thank you. You may be seated. Before I present this year's senior class speaker, I want to briefly address the graduates. Beloved graduates, this year, 3.7 million seniors will graduate from high school from over 37,000 high schools. This means there are 37,000 valedictorians, and these numbers just represent the United States. Therefore, class of 25, I sarcastically claim, now you join an elite force of high school graduates, yes, a force where only 87% of your peers belong. In the role of high school grad, you now have an educational advantage over 13% of the people your age. I am again sarcastically talking about losers who never graduated, like Ben Franklin, Aretha Franklin, Billy Joel, and Charles Dickens. The point is, a high school diploma is great, and it's a cause for celebration because you worked hard to get here. But it's not enough to guarantee success in life. You need more, whether it's college, armed services, tech school, beauty school, hard work, or just good ideas. And this diploma is a jumping point for all of those things. As you go out in the world, you tend to attract the vibes and the frequency that you give off to other people. This means if you live with guilt, with shame, with anger, you will attract people and situations with those same qualities. On the other hand, if you give off love, joy, and kindness, you're going to attract people and opportunities with those qualities. The choice is yours. Misery loves company, and so does joy. The world does not really care about what you want. It's more concerned with what you bring to it. I've always believed that when your heart is in it, your skill will follow behind it. And a positive attitude, it influences outcomes. And think about this statement, which should keep you grounded with a healthy self-image. You guys are no better than anybody else, but you're just as good as everybody else. Students, your cell phone, it's okay in moderation, but when you find yourself filling every free minute with it, it's not okay. And it will impede the clarity of what hits you in the heart. And you may miss your destiny when it's been right in front of you all along, but you can't see it because your face is in the phone. Do you think somebody who is 80 years old is hopeless because they can't use an iPhone? Maybe the one who's hopeless is the person who can't stop using it. Lastly, keep moving. Guys, keep your body active. As human beings, our mind, body, and spirit, they're all connected. And they work together to make us well-rounded and healthy. When one of the three falters, the other two suffer. Staying active has long-term benefits in your life and will add to the quality of it. Your body, my body, everybody's body here is just a container which we use to experience creation. It's a loner. It's not going to last forever. And someday it might go back to its original owner. Please don't come back here, students, after a few weeks of college, tech school, the armed services, or your new job, telling us it's too hard, or you don't like your roommate, or you miss your mom too much and you can't handle it. These are not solid enough reasons to detour your future. Class of 2025 and graduating, you not only started something, you finished something. And that's a good trend to start for the rest of your life. Anyway, I love all of you. I love being your principal. I congratulate you on this wonderful accomplishment. Thank you so much. Okay, our student address this afternoon will be brought to you by Ms. Savani Vassaretti. Savani is the daughter of Pavani and Srikath Vassaretti and sister of older brother Varun. I asked Savani's parents to stand now and be recognized. I think they're over there. There. Savani is the Missouri DECA state president and Missouri DECA vice president of community service. She is also a member of the O'Fallon Mayor's Youth Council, National Honor Society, an intern with the City of O'Fallon, and a member of the varsity tennis team and the St. Charles Caps County Associate for Business. Next year, Savani will be attending Rice University in Houston, Texas to major in finance. Ladies and gentlemen, your senior speaker, Savani Vassaretti.
Thank you, Dr. Grauer. Good afternoon, everyone, and of course, the class of 2025. It feels surreal standing here today before you all, knowing that we're in our final moments together as a class, not just here at Family Arena, but on this shared chapter of figuring out who we are. If I had to describe these past 4 years and the 12 years leading up to this moment, I would say it has felt a lot like a race. For so long, our lives have followed a set path. We entered kindergarten with our backpacks that were as big as we were, our biggest worries being who we were going to play with at recess, and whether or not we got the backseat on the bus. Life was so simple back then. And yet, even then, we were always looking ahead and were in a rush to grow up. We couldn't wait to be the big kids in 5th grade. And then, when we were finally the big kids in 5th grade, we counted down the days until middle school. Then we did the same for high school, and now for college, or whatever next step we are taking. Elementary school, middle school, high school, year after year, the script had already been laid out for us. We spent so much time chasing the next finish line that sometimes we forgot to enjoy the lap we were completing. But today, there is no script. There is no syllabus to follow. There is no bell to guide us to our next period. For the first time in our lives, we don't know exactly what's next, and that's terrifying, but also incredibly freeing. In fact, as Taylor Swift once said, the scary news is you're on your own now. But the cool news is you're on your own now, because for the first time, we get to decide the pace, the direction, the path, the terrain. Class of 2025, while the finish line of high school is here, if this race has taught you anything, the journey has not been about reaching the finish line, but rather the hurdles we didn't think we could jump, but did and the people that ran alongside us. In class of 2025, we overcame our fair share of hurdles. We began high school, transitioning into a supposedly normal life after a global pandemic. That transition was not easy, to say the least, but we did it. We found great comfort in the simple things that make high school high school. Pep rallies, freezing at Friday night lights, going to homecoming, prom, joining school clubs, and of course, procrastinating assignments until the day it's due when we had all semester to work on it. But it wasn't all easy. In fact, we faced a great deal of stress, uncertainty, and we even lost loved ones that wish we were here with us today. And somewhere in the middle of all that, we grew up. We're not the same people who walked these halls freshman year. We've changed and we've learned. We've begun to figure out who we are, or at least who we don't want to be. In fact, our wonderful principal, Dr. Hahn, told us at freshman orientation, the people you start high school with may not be the people you finish it with. And she was right. Some friendships faded while others blossomed. But each person we have encountered throughout the 4 years has taught us something about ourselves, life in general, and how to persevere even through hardships. And whether your high school experience was the best 4 years, or something you were just counting down the days until graduation, I encourage each of you to hold on to at least one moment that makes you smile when you look back at your high school years. Because these are the moments that make South High more than just a school. These are the moments that make South High a community and a family. And throughout this journey, we've had a lot of support. So thank you to Dr. Hahn, Dr. Grauer, our faculty, staff, counselors, FCS boosters, and parents for your constant support and dedication. In class of 2025, I would like to thank you personally for the unforgettable memories. And now we begin our own races: college, trade school, the military, or the workforce. Our paths will each look different next year. In fact, at this very moment next year, this will all seem like a lifetime ago. But I hope you take away and remember this: you are more than the labels you had here in high school. You are and you can be whoever you decide to become next. You are now the author of your own story, and the pages are waiting to be filled with all of your future exciting adventures. And although we are finally at the finish line of one race, we're at the starting line of another. But what makes this race so different is that it was never about being the fastest or comparing times. It was about how you ran, the effort you gave, the grace and kindness you showed others, and how you stood up after falling. So wherever life takes you, remember to keep running your race at your own pace. No matter how fast or how far you run, stay grounded in your roots and values that brought you here: humility, hard work, perseverance, and the ability to embrace the unknown. Because in the long run, it's not just about how fast you go, but how you carry yourself along the way. There will be hurdles. You may even need to stop, tie your shoes, and change direction, or slow down. And guess what? That's completely okay. Just remember to keep moving forward. Class of 2025, I wish each and every one of you the best of success, and remember that you always have a home here at Fort Zumwalt South. And remember, once a bulldog, always a bulldog. Congratulations, class of 2025. We made it. I would also like to take a picture really quick. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, Savani. I would like to say thank you to Dr. Grauer and Dr. Garbarini, because this is the first time an assistant has ever spoken at graduation. And I'm not giving a speech or anything, but I just appreciated the opportunity to say thank you. I've overseen this class for 4 years, and it was a rough start, and they laugh at this because they all remember the freshman year when I had to sit them down in the auditorium and tell them, this isn't going so well. We need to fix a few things. And they did, and they are the best class I have ever had. The 8th graders are sure going to have big shoes to fill. I have heard good things, but it's going to be tough to fill. See, I'm getting sad. It's going to be tough to fill the place in my heart that you guys are now in and will forever be, as your picture is on my wall, will remain. Saying that, I'm going to get to our program to give a few awards out today. As we continue with our ceremony, each year our faculty votes and selects a graduate to receive the South High School Citizenship Award. This award goes to a student determined by our faculty members who best displays qualities that we desire to see among all students, including strong academic achievement, outstanding relationships, and a passion for South High School and helping others. Our Citizenship Award recipient for the class of 2025 is a member of Empowering Young Men, Leadership League, and Diversity Club. This year, he received the A+ scholarship and was chosen by a staff member for the Essence of PPI Award. He has also been instrumental to our basketball program during his time here at South High. This fall, he plans on joining the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. I ask his parents, Calvin and Tiara Moore, to stand, and would you please join me in congratulating this year's Citizenship Award recipient as he comes to the platform, Mr. Jacoby Moore. Each year, our faculty also selects a graduate to receive the Fort Zumwalt South High School Leadership and Loyalty Award. Students nominated for this award must be heavily involved in many aspects of our school, leaving a positive mark on both people and activities at South High through their leadership. Our Leadership and Loyalty Award recipient for the class of 2025 is a member of Empowering Young Women, Leadership League, National Honor Society, and PPI. This year, she received the A+ scholarship, participated in our CAPS program, and served as a senior class officer. She was also a valuable member of our volleyball team during her time here at South High. This fall, she will attend the University of Missouri-Columbia. I ask her parents, Nick and Angie Saywald, to stand, and would you please join me in congratulating this year's Leadership and Loyalty Award recipient as she makes her way to the platform, Miss Mia Saywald.
Thank you, Dr. Hahn. Our faculty address this afternoon will be brought to us by Mr. Joseph DeBlaise. All right. Mr. DeBlaise grew up in North St. Louis County and attended Riverview Gardens Senior High School. He holds a bachelor's degree in education from Southeast Missouri State University and a master's degree from Lindenwood. He has spent 36 years in education 28 of those at South High School. During his time at South High, he has served as a language arts instructor, a tennis coach, and as the faculty host for Mr. FZS. In addition, he is an enthusiastic, creative, and caring teacher. In his classes, fictional characters come to life. He enjoys telling his students interesting stories about his life, which he connects to the curriculum. Plus, he enjoys incorporating songs and music videos into his lessons to enhance student learning. He loves teaching. He loves South High School. He strives to make a positive difference in the lives of all the students. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Joe DeBlaise.
The FCS class of 2025 is truly awesome. I need to get a prop. Hang on just a second. Seniors, please show your school spirit by chanting your graduating year 3 times with me. 25, 25, 25. Woo! All right. Thank you. That was great. I've taught a class at Sci-Fi and Fantasy at South for the last 25 years, so it's probably not a surprise to any of you that I love superheroes. One of the greatest superhero teams is called the Avengers, but I know a more powerful team of superheroes who are incredibly dedicated, knowledgeable, enthusiastic, caring, and inspiring. I consider them Earth's mightiest heroes. The FCS faculty and staff, my co-workers. Could everyone here that works at FCS please stand? And could we have a huge ovation for them? Thank you. Dr. Paul Myers, members of the school board, Dr. Grauer, administrators, the FCS faculty and staff, honored guests, parents, guardians, family members, friends, and the class of 2025, I'm so honored and thrilled to be here today representing the teachers at FCS. Giving this speech today means so much to me because I'm nearing the end of my teaching career. Next year will be my 37th and last year. In addition, I would like to thank my family for all their love, support, and encouragement over the years. My wife, Nance, my son, Tyler, and his wife, Olivia, my son, Corey, and his wife, Cheyenne, my son, Mickey, my daughter, Haley, my sister, Mary, my brother, Bob, and my brother-in-law and best friend, Tom Ludicky. My eternal gratitude also goes out to 2 inspiring high school teachers who made such a positive impact on my life. First, Dave Tobin, my 9th grade civics teacher, by gifting me with important life lessons and by showing his concern for all of his students by declaring his mantra that I heard every Friday and before every break with the simple words, "Stay out of fast cars." Every class I've ever taught at South has heard and understood the meaning behind these words. Second, Mrs. Bonnie Gillum, my high school advisory teacher and senior speech teacher, for believing in me, for supporting me, and for giving me the confidence in myself to break out of my shell. Before her speech class, I was invisible in most of my classes. I never said a word. After her speech class, I gained self-confidence, self-esteem, and a voice. My favorite book to teach is The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. From this novel, Bilbo Baggins, a small and seemingly insignificant hobbit, is probably the greatest underdog in literature. He was asked to go on an adventure to defeat Smaug, a ferocious fire-breathing dragon. At first, even Bilbo didn't believe in himself. Only one person believed in him, Gandalf. Even though this is a fantasy novel, it still connects to the real world because if you have even one person who believes in you, it can make all the difference in your life. By looking out into this audience, it is evident there are many people that believe in all of you. Spoiler alert, despite incredible difficulties and obstacles, Bilbo became a hero by helping defeat Smaug, the fire-breathing dragon. In this novel, Bilbo learned that he had greatness in him, and the greatness came out when he needed it the most and when he least expected it. I know in my heart that the class of 2025 also has greatness within them. I have seen it personally, and I know your greatness will come out when you need it the most and when you least expect it. However, just like Bilbo Baggins, there may be times in your life that things don't always go your way. Sometimes you may face true adversity. Sometimes you may fail before you succeed. It is during these times you must never, ever give up on yourself. It is during these times you must give it your all. Also, during these times, lean on your Gandalf. Here's one personal story when I wanted to give up because no one would give me a chance to prove myself. After 3 years of teaching, I decided to try to get a job closer to my home in St. Peter's. I thought that I was a good teacher. However, for 4 years, not even one school district out here would grant me an interview. At times, I wanted to give up, especially after one school district sent me a letter telling me that I was not the kind of teacher they wanted in their school district. After reading this letter, it felt as if a rug was tugged right out from under me. I was down. Was I not good enough? Sometimes in life, you just need a chance. Also, sometimes in life, it's not what you know, but instead who you know. If not for a group project at a night class at Lindenwood, I might not be giving this speech today. 29 years ago, I took this night class, and the professor gave us class a group project. He said to choose the members in your group, but I didn't know anyone in our class. I ended up in a group with the last 3 people who also knew no one. Cindy Miller, a teacher at Fort Zumwalt North Middle School, saw how much time and effort I put into our group, so she spoke for me to the Zumwalt personnel director. I finally had an interview after 5 years. On the day of my interview, my wife gave me these encouraging words: "Don't choke." This could be your only chance at getting a teaching job close to home. With those encouraging words, I was off to the interview. Right after the interview, I was offered a job at South High School. Sometimes perseverance, a little luck, the opportunity, and one person believe in you can pay off. Again, qualities that Bilbo always displays. Sometimes in life you will fail repeatedly before you succeed. Bilbo and I both know what that means. I coach boys and girls tennis, but the start of my coaching career for girls tennis at my old school was rocky to say the least. I lost my first 30 matches. 2.5 seasons before my team won a match, but I never gave up on my players or myself. Fast forward to the year 2000. This was the 3rd year I was the head boys tennis coach at FZS. This season was going to be a tough season, record-wise, because we had lost 18 seniors to graduation. So we were going to have a very inexperienced squad. Before that boys' season started, after school, I walked down to the upper gym. It was quiet, the lights were out, and I looked at the illustration of all the sports that compete for FCS. Under each illustration, there were signs noting the various conference, district, and state championships that each sport had won. 3 FCS sports had never won a championship at that time of any kind, and I was coaching 2 of those 3 sports: boys tennis and girls tennis. Directly under the boys tennis illustration was a huge clock. I figured that the school was giving my team and me a message that the clock would never have to be moved because the boys tennis team would never win anything. I thought that I could use this message to help motivate my team. Therefore, I decided to challenge my athletes. On the very first day of practice in the year 2000, I walked my young team down to the upper gym. I showed them the tennis illustration, and then I showed them the clock. I started the chant, Move the clock, move the clock, move the clock. My players chanted with me. My players tried their very best that season, but did we move the clock? No. That year, we ended up with a record of 6 wins and 9 losses, the worst record in school history that still stands to this day. In 2001, we chanted move the clock again. We were a little bit better that year with a record of 8 wins and 7 losses. But at the end of the season, the clock still told the time in the school gym. In 2002, we walked down to the gym once again and said our chant. We improved to a record of 10 wins and 5 losses. But the huge clock was still ticking in the gym. Now it's 2003. Enthusiastically, we gave our chant on the first day of practice again. Move the clock, move the clock, move the clock. During the regular season, we had a record of 15 wins and 0 losses. However, we had not won a championship because that was based on tournaments. Despite losing one of our key players right before this tournament, somehow we won. A few weeks after the tournament, my varsity players came to my class. They brought in a plaque. Let me show you. Hang on just a second. One more prop. Yeah, thanks. Here it is. The clock was set for 2:03 since it was 2003. On the plaque, it had the following inscription. We moved the clock 2003, FCS tennis, 15-0 perfect season, conference championships. There was a lump in my, thank you. I took one look at this clock and its inscription, and tears rolled down my face. There was a lump in my throat, and I couldn't believe this actually happened. How could this actually happen to me? Sometimes you have to fail over and over again before success can be achieved. To me, moving the clock felt like defeating smog. So to kind of end my speech, my wish for all of you, the class of 2025, is health, happiness, and success. Thank you for allowing an older teacher who truly loves his job a chance to speak at your graduation. It was an honor and a privilege. Remember, class of 2025, just like Bilbo Baggins, you can make the impossible possible.
Thank you, Mr. DeBlaise. Our Board of Education and Dr. Hahn will now assist me as we proceed with our commencement exercises. Mrs. Erica Powers and members of our Board of Education, on behalf of the faculty and administration of Fort Zumwalt South High School, I hereby attest that these individuals have met the graduation requirements of the Fort Zumwalt School District set forth by the Fort Zumwalt School Board and the Missouri Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. It is an honor for me as principal of South High School to present to you the class of 2025. Please refrain from yelling or applauding during the awarding of diplomas so all names of graduates can be heard. The calling of names today will be done by Mr. Jason Martin, Choir Director at South High School, and by Mrs. Lori Morrison, English Language Arts Department Chair at South High School. Members of the class of 2025, please prepare to receive your diplomas.
Armin Abdich. Alexander Adiemi Adekunle. Alexavier Andrew Akins. Andrew Michael Alalunas. Brooklyn Joy Allen. Nandini Yashoda Aluri, summa cum laude. Mara Neve Anderson, summa cum laude. Sanaya Madison Anderson. Aiden Alexander Aquino. Tyler Lee Armbruster. Alexis Carmen Aston, magna cum laude. Andrew Michael I. Cale Martin Baker, summa cum laude. Drew Ethan Baker. Aiden Paul Barks. Jackson Terry Baum. Olivia Margaret Baumhoff. Keaton Lawrence Bador. Isabella Georgina Bean Boning. Lauren Elizabeth Bider, magna cum laude. Abel Ainalem Beckley. Aiden Thomas Benbrook. Mary Jane Bishop. Kayla Ann Bliggensdorfer. Logan William Blyes. Caden Scott Boren. Quentin Edward Boyd. Finn Ellis Ray Bradford. Javante Durrell Bradford. Maxwell Stephen Branham. Nicholas McVeigh Branham, magna cum laude. Alexander Jeffrey Bressler. Anaya Nakai Brown. Cameron Eugene Brown. Madden Andrew Brown. Lily Rebecca Bueller. Delrin Levon Burnett. Nevea Alexis Burnett. Kaya Kathleen Bushman. Daviette Durandis Butler Jr. Olivia Lee Cantrell. Ivy Ariana Carmack. Bella Marie Couture. Erlen Axel Cedeno, summa cum laude. Raina Marie Crum. Ellie Marie Clark, summa cum laude. Madeline Ray Clark. Madison Justine Clubb. Ami Jeremiah Cohen. Jacob Ryan Coleman. Ethan Michael Collins. Robert Abel Contreras. Caden Thomas Cox. Cameron Michael Cox. Tyler Jacob Cox. Amelia Ann Crandall.
Ethan Michael Crane, summa cum laude.
Olivia Courtney Criswell. Riley Savannah Dale, summa cum laude. Danielle Yuyen Dang, summa cum laude. Ella K. Daniel. William Alexander David, magna cum laude. Jace Leland Davis, magna cum laude. Pearson Donald Davis. Brody Matthew Degnan. Andre Bailey DeHart. Al Deacon, cum laude. Renata J. Dionerine. Hunter Ryan Deal. Alyssa Noel Draper. Katen Eileen Duvenik. Mason Cole Edwards. Kaysen Anthony Farmer. Andrew Clark Faddock, summa cum laude. Lainey Marie Fenton. Maddox Carl Ferris, summa cum laude. Kellyanne Elizabeth Flaherty, summa cum laude. Timothy Joseph Funkhauser. Isaac Thomas Futrell, summa cum laude. Presley Leanne Garrett, summa cum laude. Nash Abram Garrison. Tate Vaughn Garrison. Dax Michael Gerard, summa cum laude. Apris Carr Gill, cum laude. Leah Marie Gilmore. Savannah Christine Gettle. Joseph Jeffrey Gonzalez. Isaiah Matthew Grazier. Lucy Michelle Gunnerson. Tess Daly Harper. Ella Elizabeth Hartman. Odebek Hasanov. Dylan Christopher Hawkins. Jada Monet Hendricks, magna cum laude. Jaden Bryce Hinkey. Alex Julian Hermosillo. Quentin Schuyler Hess. Stephen Matthew Hyatt. Alexander James Hinchcliffe. Brendan Matthew Heinz-Peter. Abigail Rose Hirsch, magna cum laude. Shelby Faith Hoagland, magna cum laude. Chase Michael Hawker. Timothy Matthew Hoffman. Cameron Laura Hohenschel. Edward Jack Horton, magna cum laude. Brennan Miles Hotchkiss. Danielle Nicole Hoven, magna cum laude. Chase London Howell, summa cum laude. Abigail Rose Hurlbert. Alexander Jia Bao Hun, summa cum laude. Brandon Edward Jackson. Connor Reed James, summa cum laude. Marissa Marlene Jones. Christelle Tumba Katambwa. Finnegan Stephen Kelly. Reagan Mally Keshenover. Gavriel Meridian Kiefer. Keontae Travion Kirby. Kyle John Kloss. Anna Sophia Kepke. Alicia Grace Kanakara, summa cum laude. Armo Kozakal, summa cum laude. Anna Marie Kraft. Andrea Renee Krupa. Sharya Chendol Kumar. Brendan Allen LeBeau. Madeline Elizabeth May Lady, cum laude. Isabel Nicole Layton. Zachary Brawley Lehman. Richard Lee, summa cum laude. Eric Allen Leisman, summa cum laude. Emily Irene Linderman, cum laude. Aiden J. Lister. Jason Austin Lloyd. James Hunter Luberda. Maria Eduarda Teixeira Luna. Ethan Robert Lund.
Sophie Elizabeth Magna. Molly Bridget Mannion, summa cum laude. Jose Roberto Manzanares Elvire, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Markham, cum laude. Alyssa Marie Markovich. Margaret Lynn Martin. Cooper Patrick Maslin, magna cum laude. Elizabeth Grace Matea, summa cum laude. Mia Grace Matthews, magna cum laude. Benjamin Robert McAnally, cum laude. Deshaun Lamar McKinney. Nathan Ryan Meerhoff. Nathaniel Edward Minershagen. Jeremy Melendez Jimenez. Landon Michael Memberg. Haley Elizabeth Milan, summa cum laude. Chloe Danielle Miller. Connor Patrick Miller. Bethany Catherine Millis, summa cum laude. Isabella Ray Milner. Isabella Hope Minner. Ava Josephine Mirth. Elliot Michael Mitchell. Kennedy Alejandria Moeller. Alana Victoria Felisa Moore. Allison Riley Moore, cum laude. Jacoby Ali Moore. Tyler J. Moore. Keon James Moore Johnson. Damon Ann Morris. Kirsten Alice Faye Morris. Nicole Marie Morris. Samuel Alex Morrison, summa cum laude. Carter David Muling, cum laude. Dennis John Murray. Alan DeMont Musterman. Madison Nancy Myers. Elizabeth McLean Nash, magna cum laude. Landon James Nast. Omar Naveed Naz. Ben Wynn. Kristen Toy Twin Wynn. Natalie Wynn, magna cum laude. Eden Michael Niedergazez, summa cum laude. Samuel Wade Nolte, summa cum laude. Zoe Gabrielle O'Brien. Monica Aurelia Orff, summa cum laude. Sophia Elizabeth Osterholt, magna cum laude. Nora Dakota Paliaka, cargo, summa cum laude. Nolan Alexander Panagas. Torin Irene Patton, magna cum laude. Emma Marie Paul. Timothy Michael Pemberton, cum laude. Grace Sienna Perotti. Benjamin Michael Flegging. Bradley Sai Pahutum. Wyatt Donovan Pilger. Dylan Albert Pope. William Anthony Porras. Jonathan Tyler Prater. Andrew Michael Presson. Hugo Linus Pratine. Pavan Kumar Pupala. Jasmine Nyara Rakowski. Isabel Francis Reardon. Lily Ava Reynolds, magna cum laude. Landon Jacob Reel. Jaden Michael Robinson. Abigail Jordan Robison. Ashley Rose Rocco. Andrew Kenneth Rowland. Junior Rudd. Kylie Mae Rudd. Abigail Marie Rush, cum laude. Kendra Marlene Sadler, summa cum laude. Navroop Sandhu. Mia Rose Saywal. Andrew Joseph Ray Schaefer. Ayana Sinyez Schaefering. Evelyn Louise Schaffner, summa cum laude. Owen Patrick Schellinger. Tatum Nicole Schneider. William Oliver Schnur, magna cum laude. Eli Christopher Schott. Hannah Rose Schuler. Brady Matthew Schumacher. Benjamin Schwendy. Jamie Marie Scott. Grace Evelyn Seeley, summa cum laude. Spencer Raymond Sagel. Canyon Lee Schertz, summa cum laude. Jordan Lee Sloan. Ariel Marie Smallwood. Caden Charles Smith. Sonia Jaden Sneed. Emily Grace Snow, summa cum laude. Louis Triton Samoji. Olivia Joelle Steele. Marley Ann Steele. Jack Edward Stefan. Donald Craig Stroud. Caden Sabrina Stucksteady. Spencer Stephen Sue. Molly Claire Sullivan. Grant Eugene Suter. Jocelyn Judith Kelly Swan, summa cum laude. Zoe Michelle Tennell, summa cum laude. Megan Josephine Tilley. Gabrielle Trevisan. Hannah Lee Tusing. Haley Love Vandiver. Savani Vassaretti, summa cum laude. Daniel Elijah Vincent, summa cum laude. Aiden Charles Vogt. Jensen Diane Vogt. Logan James Vogt. Hannah Lynn Walsh. Casey Morgan Watkins. Garrett Thomas West. Ryan Andrew West. Jenna Marie Westcott. Brennan Anthony James Weta. Blake Tanner Wilhite. Alec Charles Wilson. Haley Michelle Winfelt. Paige Taylor Wisdom. Madison Lynn Wolf. Talia Pfeffer Wright, summa cum laude. Morgan Imogen Yankee. Lindsay Nicole Zeke, summa cum laude. Aiden Michael Zust.
We have a few graduates finalizing pictures, but as they're doing that, how about another round of applause for the class of 2025? Our closing speaker tonight is Mr. Alex Xavier Akins. I ask that his parents, Cassie and Aaron, stand now to be recognized. Alex Xavier is the oldest brother of 5 siblings, and he's an Eagle Scout who earned all 138 merit badges, a distinction achieved by fewer than 600 scouts in the history of scouting. He was a varsity soccer captain and received the Misha Sportsmanship Award. He's also a licensed emergency medical responder and an American Red Cross instructor in wilderness medicine and professional CPR. In 2023, he logged 338 volunteer hours. And this fall, Alex Xavier will attend Creighton University on a 4-year Army ROTC scholarship where he will major in nursing. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Xavier Akins.
Thank you. Good afternoon. We've all heard the negative stereotype that high school is just a factory. Follow the rules, sit in rows, do your homework. But that's not what really happened here. What high school gave us was space. Space to figure things out, space to grow up, and space to start going our own way. For the first time in our lives, we got choices that actually mattered. We chose our own classes. We picked clubs and sports we cared about. We made our own friends, some who stuck with us, and some who didn't. We learned how to speak up, how to fail, and how to keep going. That independence, that's the real lesson. Nobody held our hands the whole way, except our moms. We had to figure stuff out. We had to make decisions that weren't always easy. Sometimes we made the wrong call, but we learned from that too. Now, we're standing here, standing on the edge of something new. Some of us already know exactly what we're gonna do: college, military, trades, or jobs. And some of us are still figuring that out, and that's fine too. But here's the thing, there's no right path. No one in this room is gonna have the same college experience, the same career, the same life. Some of us are gonna love the next chapter. Others might hate it and pivot completely. That's normal. The important thing is, you get to choose. This is the part where you stop asking, what should I do? And start asking, what do I want? Not what other people expect, not what looks good on paper, but what makes sense for you. For me, one of those choices was sticking with Boy Scouts. It wasn't the most popular extracurricular. Plenty of people quit early or never joined at all. But I never regretted it. It gave me real experiences, real leadership, and real friendships. It challenged me in a way different than how school had, and I'm glad I stuck with it. It helped shape who I am today, and I'm proud of that. Some of us, when we were younger, we wanted to be YouTubers, actors, pro athletes, or astronauts. And yeah, most of us didn't stick with those dreams. But that doesn't mean that we failed. It just means that we learned more about ourselves. We became more realistic, but not less ambitious. When we were in elementary school, my family had this tradition where you'd hold up a little chalkboard on the first day of school that said what you wanted to be when you grew up. On August 15th, 2012, our first day of kindergarten, I decided that I was gonna be a cowboy. And that didn't change for a few years. My cousin Jax and I were obsessed with all the Davy Jones and the Wild West movies, and I was fully set on that life. 6 years old, and I was completely sure that a cowboy career was in my future. I've clearly pivoted a bit, going into nursing school now, so not exactly cowboy territory. But most people would think that the ER is like the Wild West, so I'm not straying too far. But throughout high school, we figured out what kind of life we want to live. Maybe not all the details, but at least the direction. That matters, and that's progress. Even now, there are probably people who still don't get what you want to do, but that's okay. You don't owe anyone an explanation for living your own life. There's this pressure to have it all figured out by 18, but that's not how real life works. You don't have to stick with your major, you don't have to love your first job. You just have to keep moving and adjusting. That's what being an adult actually looks like. So, take a second today to think about what you've already done, everything you've gotten through and the people that have helped you, challenged you, or annoyed you into becoming the person you are today. And then, take a second to think about where you're going. Don't try to follow someone else's script. Don't copy what works for someone else. Do what works for you. Do what keeps you curious, what makes you proud, and what helps you sleep at night. If there's one thing I learned at FCS, it's that we're all more capable than what we thought. Even when we felt stuck, tired, burnt out, or ready to quit, we showed up, we kept going, and we made it here. That matters. So, go your own way, make your own rules, fail a little, learn a lot, and don't forget where you came from. Just don't let it stop you from going where you want to be. Now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, Class of 2025, please rise. Please flip your tassel from right to left and get ready to toss your caps. Family and friends, I would like to introduce to you the Fort Zumwalt South High graduating class of 2025. Congratulations.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That concludes our ceremony.